Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Haunted History, and today we're going to be talking about the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. So I just wanted to start this video with the reasoning why I chose the Queen Mary this week, and it is because this weekend we are going to go do a paranormal investigation of the Queen Mary. How cool is that? So the Queen Mary itself hosts paranormal investigations and tours throughout the week. We are going to be going this Saturday to take part in one of the tours and see if maybe we can catch anything on camera. I'll be bringing my camera with me, so definitely stay tuned for that video probably next week. That being said, let's get into the history and the haunting of the Queen Mary. So the construction of the Queen Mary started in 1930, but took all the way until 1936 to complete because of the Depression. The Queen Mary made her maiden voyage on May 27th, 1936, and at that time she was said to be bigger, faster, and more powerful than the Titanic. During the first 3 years of her operation, she was used as a transatlantic cruise liner and carried many celebrities and people of interest such as the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, Greta Garbo, Clark Gable, and Sir Winston Churchill. But when World War II broke out in 1939, luxury travel started to fade, so the cruise liner was turned into a troop ship instead. By the end of World War II, the ship had carried more than 800,000 troops and traveled more than 600,000 miles. During her time while used in the war, the ship actually survived a collision and played part in the D-Day invasion. When the war finally came to an end, the ship served primarily to bring brides and children to the United States and Canada, and she made 13 of these voyages in 1946. After the war was completed, the ship was refurbished and was returned to a luxury cruise liner. It operated from 1947 up until the 60s when transatlantic cruises started to fade because of the increase in air travel. Finally, in 1967, the cruise ship was taken out of operation after completing 1,001 transatlantic crossings. That same year, the Queen Mary was sold to Long Beach, California for $3.5 million, and it was transformed into a maritime hotel and museum. Now, let's get into the haunting of it a little bit. So, some people have said that the ship is home to more than 150 spirits. And over the past 60 years, the Queen Mary has been the site of more than 49 deaths. Not to mention surviving a war. One of the deaths that was reported on the Queen Mary took place in the engine room. During a watertight door drill in 1966, one of the crew members was fatally crushed by the door coming down during that drill. It is said to this day that people see a man with blue overalls and a beard walking the long hallways before disappearing around doorway number 13, the doorway which the man was crushed at. People have also experienced a lot of paranormal activity within the first class guest rooms. People have said that they have seen men dressed like they were from the 1930s walking around their stateroom. They've also reported that lights would turn on in the middle of the night. They would say that water would turn on in the middle of the night. And they also stated that their phone would ring and they would pick it up, nobody would be on the line. There are also tons of other phenomena that people report happening throughout the ship. People say that they hear knocking, they hear banging sounds, they hear squealing, they hear screams, and they've also reported seeing apparitions throughout the entire ship. As of today, the Queen Mary is listed on the Register of Historic Places and serves as a museum/hotel. In the meantime, they also do various paranormal investigations and tours. I, for one, am very excited to get on the ship and do a little paranormal investigation of my own. I really think it would be so cool if I were able to get something on camera or a picture to be able to show you guys. Like I said, that video will be out later next week sometime. In the meantime, you have a Scary Story Sunday to look forward to. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you subscribe. Bye-bye. If you're not familiar with Krampus, or some people like to say Krampus, Krampus, tomato, whatever you want to say, I like to say Krampus. He's kind of like the evil twin to St. Nicholas. He has horns, black hair, he has hooves for feet, he carries these bells and chains, and he whips little children and brings them back to his hellish lair.